Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are, another Thursday morning, early. Uh, got some good stuff lined up today. Um, some stuff, kind of who cares about, but worth mentioning, I suppose. Um, a lot of interesting stuff. But anyways, we got Rose Young. Oh, Lake's up early. Chris, hey Chris, how you doing? ER, Bubble Bibble, and Rose is in here. I think that Jennifer's in here too. We got Dana B. She said she'd be right back. But what should we start with? That's the and well, actually, I think I'll leave that for a little bit later. Because it comes into play with a little bit of the story here, what we got going on. Uh, let's get this out of the way here. We've got the two arrested in suspicion of planning attack on Taylor Swift's concert in Austria, and they're saying it has to do with the bad people over in the Middle East, which you guys can kind of see right here. Yeah, that's the going thing. Come on. Every time I start, somebody has to come over here and jump on my lap. So you know this is going to play out in the media. It's going to be crazy. You're going to hear about this for a while. How that group's after Taylor Swift and this and that, and it's not so much after Taylor Swift as it is just because it's a famous person. But
and in my opinion, she just needs to shake it off.
you're going to get a lot of it's going to be all over the place. Hey, WTH, good to see you. And like I said, it's already all over the media stuff, and some of the things that I post that I think are funny or interesting, like the other day I posted about the dogs chewing on the battery and it catching fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the major news now. I'm like, wow, you guys are a little behind. Now I'm gonna put a little bit here about what's going on in Hamas and all that, but White House says Israel, Hamas closer than ever to a ceasefire. Where's this guy getting this from? And it's him saying this because it's already been leaked that Biden himself says it's out of control. There'll be another war before the end of the year that we're involved in, because we've already got troops over there. That's been documented and everything. We're already sending supplies. I wouldn't doubt it. In the next week, we're going to see a lot of videos, and I'm sure there's going to be some old videos tied into this, but we'll see a lot of videos of these trains and these caravans of military vehicles heading to ports, or just going by on the train tracks or stuff. There'll be videos. I wonder what's going on, that type of thing, where you get these people posting those. You're going to start seeing a lot of those videos in the next couple weeks. I can almost guarantee that, because I think we're already sending stuff over. So unless, you know, Biden pays off countries to chill after they get in an attack, a major attack is what I'm thinking. This is oh yeah. What else we got here? Oh, I thought this would be a good little bit to put in here. Always got to put something good in every once in a while. And this is, you know, this is not going to be liked by a lot, but it is, again, there's people that dislike the NFL because a, a part of them kneel at the national anthem. Again, I'm one of those that don't condemn everyone you see in like the NFL, that because there are still good things about the NFL. There's charities are being paid for. There's a lot of stuff, but the fact being, this is the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and let's give a listen here.
Study during my senior year. Growing up, I attended church, but the gospel of salvation wasn't taught. That evening in 74, the gospel was explained in 4 simple truths. Truth 1, God created mankind in his image, and that comes from Genesis 1:27. God loves us and offers a plan for our life. Truth 2, mankind's problems are from Romans 3:23, that we've all sinned and fallen short of God's glory. Therefore, we cannot know and experience God's love and plan for our lives. Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death, our spiritual death. And truth number 3, God made a way. Out of John 3:16, that God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Jesus Christ's death on the cross, the darkest day in history, and Jesus' resurrection earned Jesus the right to proclaim, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but through me. That's out of John 14:6. And the 4th truth, salvation requires turning to God. Repent of our sins, accept his forgiveness, and ask Jesus by faith to be your personal Lord and Savior. This is the only way to be right with God and to live out his plans for our life, not ours. So, thank you. There's four simple but eternal truths. Archie, you were an OSU sophomore at the time when you invited me to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting, the best invitation I've ever had. And at age 22, I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. To my key prayer warriors, Beth and Pastor Jeff and Ken.
Yeah, that was part of the speech there. And you can tell there's a few people, you know, clapping and whatnot, but yeah, it not the way it used to be. You know, you had to get up there talking about God or whatnot, and the whole crowd would cheer on. Now it's like people don't know if they should or shouldn't because they don't want to be outed as, you know, that kind of person nowadays. And you see it more and more. But I thought it was a good speech that he was that he put on. And it's very hard to find that speech because it's kind of being, nobody's putting it up there. Another tidbit I found, um, can't say anything about it too much, but this guy here, you know, the guy on in the picture, planned to nuke Russia. Um, and they're just coming out with the transcripts and stuff. It's uh, where they had it all planned uh, to take out Russia. Um, and guess who saved them? So yeah, uh, he planned to use a nuclear weapon against Russia in June 1945, and we all know what June is famous for, D-Day, and we can almost say that if D-Day didn't happen, uh, things would be quite different now with Russia, depending what they used and how big it was and everything. But it goes on. They got uh, they got microfilm and everything proving it was set to happen. Um, so they already had the device ready to go. Um, so us being the first one may have not been the first one to use it. Um, but that's a lot of interesting information in that article, though. Now, should we get with the nitty gritty stuff? Well, here, let me go to this here, and I'm going to bring up something else right after this, but I think this is good video, and it's really small. I don't know why it's a small video, but I've been noticing this quite often, and I found some other tidbits on this, but go ahead and watch it.
So here we are at the latest Kamala and Waltz rally, and when you zoom in,
That they're putting these images out. I don't know why it's images. You would think there'd be somebody really good at this kind of stuff in the government or whoever they're using to do this stuff. But anyways, this is an image, and you can tell it's not right. And I'll go ahead and shut up and play the video.
and the picture is just so weird. There's no like real faces, everything's so blurry. So then we just take this little picture and we put it over to AI, and it basically says it's an AI image. Caught. So here we are at the latest.
Yeah. And you can search for these images through with the AI, and the AI will tell you if it's AI or not, which boggles the mind by itself. But and I'll play this right here because this imagery kind of ties in together here. And this is Vance, Harris, and whatever the doofus guy.
Waltz.
Yeah, landed in the same airport almost at the same time, and Vance scurries over real quick to try to confront them and stuff. And this is kind of like freaking Secret Service out and everything. They're walking across this airport. But here, let me go ahead and play this. We get these guys, you know, coming off the plane, Air Force Two, by the way, and they already had these little kids set up, photo shoot thing and everything. And here comes Vance off his plane. He has to hurry up and get over there. There's a little something else here I want to point out too.
I can see her.
Yeah, and this ain't the object of this, but you see this lady.
She was on Trump's detail.
Yeah, she was real famous for not finding the holster, and kind of being like, you know, really shook up. Which I'm not saying, you know, people are not normally used to being
Shot
at and whatnot, even though she was probably behind something or whatever. But anyways, that's beside the point. But that's something good to note right there, that she is Vance's security detail.
He's like Trump. He just takes off whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare for them.
And you see, I think that's the tackle lady. I'm not 100%, but I think that's the tackle
lady. Look at the
lady.
buildings behind her, Bush. That's all wide open.
Yeah.
Unless it's been covered.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they'll be covered now.
I wanted to check out my future plane, but I also wanted to go say hello to the vice president and ask her why Kamala Harris refuses. Why does she refuse to answer questions from the media? And I also thought that the press gaggle following her might get a little lonely. I at least have enough respect for you all and for the American people you report to come and talk to you and to answer some questions. And so I thought her reporters might actually benefit from that as well. So had a little bit of fun. I don't think the vice president waved at me as she drove away, but I'm glad to have done it. And I'm glad to be here in Wisconsin actually trying to persuade people to vote for us.
Do you think it's effective to essentially tail her trail the rest of this week or during this week?
Well, clearly we think it's effective because we're here, right? I mean, look, there are 6 or 7 states that are going to decide the entire election. We think it's important to get out there and talk to people to make the best case that we can.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Air Force Two there and everything, right? Let's go ahead and well, let me do this real quick since we were kind of touching on it. That way, if you didn't notice before, this is well noticeable. And I think it's good to point this out. And this is after, and again, Air Force Two right there. And remember this, because this next image I'm going to put up here, you know, you'll understand it whenever but look at the field here too. This is Vance walking over. This is the other scene of him walking over. And one Secret Service team meeting the other Secret Service team, basically. Again, note the lady there. And I don't know if any of these other guys were involved in, you know, protecting Trump. I don't recognize any of them, but that doesn't really mean anything because they pretty much all look alike. The women you can kind of point out. It's just, you know, it's kind of more obvious.
I figured I'd come by
and yeah, there she is right there. Because this has been brought up quite a lot here in the last 24 hours. Why is she protecting another, you know, presidential source, so to speak? But Yeah, let me go ahead and drop that. I just wanted to add that up there. Let's put this up here if I can find it. Right there. Okay. That's Air Force Two in the background there. And this is evidently everybody that showed up for Harris to get off the airplane.
You can tell it's fake. The
Oh,
picture.
yeah. I'm going to, here, let me make this full screen so you guys can get a good look at it here. Now I've got it zoomed in. Now just look at the phones. Simple little thing, just the phones. Every one of them has different images on their phones. What are they looking at? I don't understand it.
It looks like a painting. Is what it looks like.
Yeah, and if you look at I don't know if you guys can see my cursor here. Oops. Right here, you can see the lighting on half these people have been placed here from other things. This guy, this bald guy, and this guy are the exact same people, just different shaded clothes. You can almost spot out all these bald guys are almost identical. And if you go further up in here, where is all this light coming from that's on the outlines of these people? They've got upside down signs. This one's an upside down sign over here.
Yeah.
This one's a regular one. It's an AI generated picture. And then you go through here. There's nobody wearing red. Well, there's a couple here, but look up here. There's all these people in the red in the sunlight, and this even Air Force Two had been placed there. The background doesn't even match what I showed you before.
Right.
How do they really think American people are that dumb that they can't figure this out? And they got a railing here that is supposed to be on stages. Where's the stage where this is supposed to be? This flag thing, garnish or whatever you want to call it, thing is going across here. It amazes me how they think and that's the sad part. There's going to be people thinking, wow, that many people like Harris. I think I'm going to go ahead and vote for her. You know, they see that and it's like, how do they not know that's fake? You can tell all these people have been put in here by AI.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just
they don't even care anymore.
Yeah,
they're right out in your face with it. The fake stuff. They're desperate.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, to me, trying to put that out there saying, oh, we getting all these people showing up our rallies. And there's another one where they're all standing in line on the side of a road. And it's really weird. And if you slow it down, and the thing is, that's not Photoshop. Photoshop, I could go in Photoshop and change the shading to where it looks normal. This is all AI, a very bad AI at that, because the lighting is all wrong, and you know they could have took the background from the image of her getting off the tarmac or whatever it's called, and then put then put the crowd in front of it. They didn't even do that. They just put Air Force Two on another background that wasn't even in the same area. It's like they did it very badly just to show you that it was fake. It doesn't make sense. They're not even trying to fool you. And
No,
the
they
sad
don't
thing
care.
is there are people that will fall for it. Yeah. And then you get oh, she had a tissy at her rally in Detroit. If you want Trump to win, say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking. And she flipped out. Which I wish.
What were they chanting something?
I think it was just somebody in the background or
Oh,
something.
far left
Uh,
flips out on far left protester.
I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and drop this one here and bring up this other one, and we'll watch the video here. Oops, he didn't add it up there.
You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking. Correct.
Okay.
She's a crone.
I'm not trying to put anybody down or anything like this, but there are two guys. Where are all the guys? There are two guys. We got one here and over here. I don't see any other guys. And
the rest of them look like Karens.
Doesn't it sound like she's like, if you don't behave, I'm gonna turn this car around? And then you get the lady down here.
You know what?
Down here. Get out of here.
If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking. Correct. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
Yeah, I want him to win. Can you shut up now?
That says it all. You give it another month, she's going to be tanking.
And that's the thing. She's not speaking to any press or anything.
No.
Because they're going to ask her, what is she going to do about this, economy and stuff?
Yeah, what are you going to do about what you created, lady?
Yeah.
Bidenomics,
you're part of it.
Yeah.
You really think she's going to be off the ticket by then? Ooh, I don't know.
Now that's just going to cause too much. If she's off the ticket, it means there's Marshall, you know what? Because
there's going to be something that.
Oh, sure.
If she's off the ticket, there will not be an election or something in that nature, because that's, yeah.
And if that happens, that's when the people that are still got their head up their whatever, that's when they all wake up.
Yeah.
Get dumped.
And let's head over to the Tim guy. And after finding out some of this stuff, very irritating, because nothing turns my stomach than stolen valor. He was in the National Guard and everything. I'm not saying nothing about that, but when you claim you've been to war and then find out, well, here, let me just play this. Hopefully I don't get in trouble because it is YouTube, but I'm watching it on another platform. Well, we'll cut the music off until they start talking.
Was as a National Guardsman.
On a 150-year-old farm in Brewster, Tom Behrens hopes his tell it like it is style will finally get the attention he believes it deserves in Minnesota's race for governor. In a way, he's back again to wage a public war of words against Tim Walz.
He abandoned us. I mean, what the hell kind of leader does that? I mean, he just, as soon as the shots were fired in Iraq, he turned and ran the other way and hung his hat up and quit.
We'll get to Behrens' new message for voters in a moment. But this all starts years earlier when Behrens says Walz's misleading statements about his military service first led him to come forward in the fall of 2018. So you try to get this message out, but Minnesota's largest newspaper checks it out, says it's 100% true, but yet refuses to print.
When I hung the phone up, I said, what the hell is this, North Korea?
Back in 2005, a warning order went out to the 1st Battalion, 125th Field Artillery to mobilize for a mission to Iraq. At the time, Walz served as the unit's highest non-commissioned officer, but months later, Walz would retire from the Guard, avoid the deployment, and run for Congress. Tom Behrens was next in line for the position and was asked to take his place.
I was like, well, for Pete's sake, if this guy quit, and if I say I'm not going to do it, I mean, what the hell kind of leadership is that? If a company would say that we're going to deploy to Iraq or somewhere and you're going to be gone for whatever amount of time, and then the foreman just says, no, I'm not going. I mean, what does that say to the 500 people that work in that factory?
Behrens would go on to serve in Iraq on a nearly 2-year deployment as a command sergeant major. All while Walz began using that title as a congressman. Behrens says he first contacted Walz with his concerns, sending these letters to Washington. They all went unanswered. But then we fast forward to the election in 2018 in Minnesota, and you try at that time to get people's attention with this story and also with what seems to be a very misleading statement that he continued to make about his service.
It kind of just sat there. When he was a congressman, he bragged that he was a command sergeant, retired command sergeant major. I'm the highest ranking person ever in the House, and all this lie that he was telling. The state of Minnesota came out after 2018, after this was exposed, and they said, well, he can say that he served as a command sergeant major, but he can't say he's a retired one because he's not.
And that's what he was saying.
And he was saying that, and there was lots of public, lots of cards coming in the mail, for him to be elected. They said right on there he's a retired command sergeant major, just tooting his own horn, just hanging on the coattails of people that actually are command sergeant majors that went through all the process and put all the time in.
A spokesperson for the Minnesota National Guard said Walz wasn't able to retire as a command sergeant major since he failed to complete coursework and requirements related to the rank. Verified documents show the Army corrected his service record. Walz was reduced in rank to an E8 Master Sergeant after retirement and his conditional promotion. Alpha News again asked Governor Walz if he's using the command sergeant major rank on his campaign website for political gain this year. A spokesperson said this has been in the news before and pointed us to a past story where Walz said, quote, normally this type of partisan political attack only comes from one who's never worn a uniform.
It's stolen valor is really what it is. I don't know of anybody else that's done what he's done, but we called it the truth about Tim Walz.
In 2018, Behrens gave the story the full court press.
We retired command sergeant majors of the Minnesota National Guard feel it is our duty and responsibility to bring forth the truth as we know it concerning his service record. I put together information on it and I sent it out to every single radio station and newspaper and TV station I could in the state. The bottom line in all of this is gut-wrenching and sad to explain. When the nation called, he quit.
Twin Cities TV stations and the Star Tribune were silent, even after Behrens says the newspaper checked it all out. The Star Tribune endorsed Walz in 2018 for governor. Between lockdowns, riots, unchecked crime, and a charred police precinct, Behrens felt he had no choice but again to come forward.
Allowing that to be burned down was just like having the Alamo get burned down. It's like, no, you defend that to the last man. If he would have went to Iraq, he'd still be hiding under his desk over there, because that's just the cowardice that I seen portrayed with him.
So how about when he also comes out and he calls you guys 19-year-old cooks?
I'd take any 19-year-old cook before I'd go to war with him. I don't know how he could even utter such a statement. I mean, it's just, It's just absolutely sad.
So this election year, it's all built up again to Barron's new grain bin message.
He called Jacob Fry an abject failure. So I was like, you know, that's what he is.
Walls is a traitor also made a return.
And the last one I put together, he said it himself too, as well. If they don't like my job, they can vote me out. So I wrote, we got to vote him out. We need to vote him out.
Yeah. And so let me do this real quick so I don't get in trouble. Link address. They go ahead and post their link in chat since it's a YouTube channel. There you go. If you guys want to check out the story again and rewatch it or whatnot, there's the YouTube channel. Yeah, that's our up and coming vice president. Hopefully not, but yeah. More lies. Already, you know, you get all the lies from Harris, you know, doing her thing to get in office and whatnot, and all the little money grabs and stuff that she did in California. There's tons of, it's all public knowledge. You can go look it up. But people saying, oh, you know, she's great, she's this, she's that, and majority of people don't know anything. They only see what they see on the news, and anything else doesn't matter. There was a guy talking about asking people in California about Harris, and they're all for her. Oh, she's great. I love the things she's working for and whatnot. And then he asked him, what are some of the things that you like that she's done since she's been vice president? I don't know. Maybe I need to go check. And it's just their blank faces because they can't think of anything. What has she done? Yeah. Oh, she has great policies. What are some of the policies you like? They're just it's silence, and it's just, yeah. Here's another little tidbit here that I wanted to bring up, and I've been following here and there, and I don't know if anybody recognizes his name, Scott Ritter, but it seems like and I hate to say it because, you know, there are probably good FBI agents and whatnot, but who they're being controlled by is more of the problem. And it seems like the crooked FBI heads up, or whoever's in charge there, are ordering them to do stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And FBI is investigating him now because he's released a lot of information of stuff that's been in the Ukraine Russia thing, like where money going and arms being sold to other countries, and a lot of stuff that he's been uncovering. So now they're trying to shut him up, and this is one of their employees to say he's, you know, he's a foreign agent now, even though he's revealing this stuff to the public. So yeah, you have to take it with what you know, I guess. Anyways, I thought I would found this other story. It was kind of interesting. This is a tree in Lahoyans. I can't even say the word. More than 150-year-old tree is coming back to life after it was caught on fire and everything. Let me go ahead and play this.
Basically, 50% of that tree basically dried out due to ambient heat load. It was too close to structure fires. It never really actually caught fire. It was just heat that was going across it, and it dried it out. What they call desiccation. So we will be cutting out some more of the tree, but it's doing okay. I mean, seriously, I go and check on it just basically every 2 days, and the tree's looking really well. Big, beautiful leaves on it. Matter of fact, it has fruit. It's fruiting, which is great. It has giant seeds all over it. So we don't see more than probably 55% of the tree coming out. So we're looking at more than likely saving 45 to 50% of this tree and keeping that alive. The tree itself will survive. It's just how much of that tree will survive. And the thing is, we have to take out sections to make sure it can survive and thrive better. So that's why we went in and cut out what we cut out, is we had to. It was being attacked by borer beetles. And the sooner we get all that dead stuff out, we can treat the live section of that tree and keep the borer beetles away from it. So it has two different perspectives on it right now, globally and like tourism wise. Oh, it's doing great. I mean, it's awesome. It's a great tree. We talk to the locals, and we want to talk about the ulu trees. The ulu trees are coming back. They're the most important things. The ulu trees are coming back, and we want the ulu trees to come back. We're trying to promote as much ulu as possible so we can have a shaded breadfruit grove. We need shade in Lahaina, terribly need shade. Basically, 50% of that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's that magical fire that went from one house to three doors down to 5 doors down, back to 2 doors and around the world. Yeah.
And I thought it did. They did say it was half of it caught on fire, but it was fire was the issue of it. It was extreme heat that dried out the tree. But that being said, it's let me see here. It's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
The Maui fires. It's been a whole year today,
and we still don't have answers.
No.
Well, I know what it was, but that's whatever.
The mysterious, electrical issues and stuff, that how it, okay, you have electrical issue here that, a transformer goes out. How does it mysteriously have fire at the other end?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it didn't make sense.
And why do they need a large canvas wall to be put up while they're cleaning up? Just like the wall that was around the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. If you're covering something, it's for a reason.
Yeah, and the mysterious thing with the blue houses are perfectly fine. Blue chairs, blue t-shirts. The t-shirt shop, every t-shirt in there was rubble. There was nothing left of it. Stacks of blue t-shirts never got touched.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Is there that doesn't make sense? I could see if it was just, randomly, here or there, but when you have full stacks of blue t-shirts that just had dust on them, you could take them off and dust them, and it never made sense to me. And it's another one of those mysteries we'll probably never know about. And let's go ahead and get to our last story here. And we all know what's going on over in that area. But Egypt is ordering airlines to avoid Iranian airspace as, that attack is imminent. Everybody's just waiting for it to happen, and what it will be, who knows? But yeah, and they're also, I think it's Saudi Arabia, wasn't it, that's saying don't use our airspace for your attack?
I think so.
Because if you do, we'll take you down. Don't, and that goes for Israel too. So they don't want to be no part of it at this point. I don't know down the road, but yeah, it's one of those, you're just waiting for you to hear it on the news that that's already taken place. The thing is, it's still going on. There's still attacks hitting Israel right now, but it's not being reported. We're just waiting for that, from Israel or Iran rather. Other than that, I think, okay, I guess we can put this up real quick. Just popped up. It's another video from, let's see if I can find the video here. There it is. It's another YouTube video. Yay. Oh, do this so I can get the link. So much to do now. Go ahead and make that big. Oh, there's Art.
We're both constituents and Iraq war vets. We're hoping to talk to someone about the photograph I have, Comics for the Walls.
Okay.
Not sure if you have ever seen this picture before. Okay. Well, in it depicts 2004 being Afghanistan veteran.
Right.
Congressman Walls is not an Afghanistan war veteran, is he?
He served in Italy as part of Operation Enduring Freedom.
Okay, but he didn't serve in Afghanistan, did he?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Hi, Rick. I'm Dan Phil. How you doing? Nice to meet you. There's a young lady in the other office that was helping us, but if you can,
you guys want to come in and have a seat?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, have a seat.
I am Dave Poole. This is Travis Cleveland. We're both constituents and we're both Iraq war vets. We serve together with the Minnesota National Guard. So we're here on a veteran-related issue. I don't know if you are familiar with this picture at all. This was taken in 2004 here in Mankato, and it's actually been posted on the internet for quite some time. Nobody quite realized what it is, but in this picture, Congressman Walls here is holding a sign that says "Enduring Freedom Veterans for Care." So tell me what your understanding of his military background is.
Yeah, I understand that he was called up in support of it. Yeah. Obviously, in support of that operation. That's how I've always understood it. And so the time that he, when he got called up, I guess I've always referred to it as, he was called up and served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom.
Okay, so is there any question in your mind what Enduring Freedom is?
No.
Okay, so I guess most people, and yourself included, would associate Enduring Freedom with Afghanistan.
Right, but
okay.
I mean, I think it, I also understand that it encompasses a great deal.
Well, Operation Enduring Freedom is limited to Afghanistan and the airspace directly above. There's other units that are called up in support of, and I'm sure that's probably what his military orders said.
Right.
My concern, other than this picture, is that the congressman's website, his official biography, says simply that he was mobilized with his battalion in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, without any other details. Don't you think it's reasonable? People might assume that means he served in Afghanistan.
Perhaps, I guess.
Okay. So it's been 5 years now, or I guess almost 5 years, that the congressman's official biography has said he served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Isn't it reasonable if it causes confusion, or it may cause confusion, that somebody may have thought to change that and explain that he served in Italy and not in Afghanistan?
I mean, what would you suggest it be changed to? I guess
They don't know what to say.
Simply to add the words "in Italy." Served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom in Italy. Simple as that, because then it specifies that he served in Italy. Now, don't get me wrong, I certainly appreciate the congressman's service. 24 years in the National Guard, we're both National Guardsmen ourselves. We appreciate his service, and we appreciate his being deployed. But there's a huge difference between being deployed to a base in Italy and being in the combat zone in Afghanistan. Okay. Are you aware of any of the media reports from 2006 that inaccurately cited the congressman as a war veteran?
Specifically, I can't think of any right now, but I don't. I would imagine that I know people have approached me as a staffer and thought that, and so I've corrected them. If you serve in support of an operation, you're not necessarily a veteran of that operation. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So your question is more about this picture than his biography.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
The biography is one of them. That's bad. That's misleading. That's a little bad. This right here,
Under current U.S. law, this could get the congressman probably thrown in jail in violation of 2006 Stolen Valor Act, which says
Yep.
it is a crime, a federal crime, to portray yourself in writing or verbally as having received an award or decoration authorized by Congress that you didn't receive. Congressman Walz is clearly claiming in this sign, in this picture with this sign, to be an Enduring Freedom veteran. He is clearly, nobody disputes the fact that he is not an Afghanistan or Enduring Freedom veteran. So this represents a fairly serious issue. So can I leave you my name and number, and can I trust that someone will get back to me on this issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me grab it.
Almost guaranteed nobody contacted him back, unless it was lawyers.
How do you spell your last name?
Thul, Thul.
And you're from Owatonna?
Yes.
And did you want to leave any of this?
Yes,
in,
I'm going
or-
to leave this for you. This is a
Okay.
copy of the picture, so you guys have exactly what I'm looking at, and this is a copy of the story that I'm working off of. I'm also a vlogger and posted this, so I will leave you with all the information there that is relevant to this. I'll leave you with a copy of the picture, and I will hope to hear from someone in the congressman's office, if not the congressman, because this is a fairly serious matter and it needs to be addressed.
Okay. And you posted this? Then? This is posted online?
Yes, it's posted on Monday.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, if you didn't catch all that he's saying that he was a war veteran and whatnot, and by rights that is a felony. Stolen valor is a felony. And holding the sign up and everything. I don't know if they had a picture of the sign. I don't think so. Well, that's kind of odd that they don't have that. Yeah. So I guess Trump isn't the only felony that's running. He's not charged with it, but why hasn't he been? He's already been, it's already been and let me go post that link so I don't get in trouble for that. It's a YouTube video. I don't know the channel or anything, but there it is right there. That's questions of Congressman Walz thing. And this is old video. That's all old stuff that's it's going to come back because he's running. Yeah. He's going to be running mate, I don't know if you should call it running mate anymore. But yeah, claiming you're a war veteran, that's a low, it's very disrespectful for those that that were in those battles and died. You know, that's like, you know, I never served. That's like me going out and wearing a uniform and then going and getting free coffee or donuts or stuff like that. But multiplied by writing a book and is saying this in his book and that, and then making it say, you know, since he's brought this up multiple times. When I was in war, we used these weapons and we shouldn't be able to buy them on the streets and stuff like that. You never went to war. Yeah, it's just irritating to me. And I didn't serve, so I can imagine those who did serve or serving finds it very disrespectful. And there should be, you know, more people talking about it, but evidently not. It's not one of those things, I guess. With that being said, we got like 3 minutes and I don't have time for maybe I do.
Sure you do.
A little, and we just played hers yesterday. So in this, I'll put it at this little spot here, and right before this, she made not applesauce, but pear sauce, I guess you'd call it. Same thing as applesauce, but with pears. Let me go ahead and put it up on the screen here. No, right there. Go. Nope, that's not it. Get the right page here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and play it here. She is doing a pickled okra, canning it. And again, you can see the pears up there that she just did.
It actually calls for quite a bit more salt. And this one calls for garlic in the jar with the okra. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to do a cup of water, a cup of vinegar, and a half a cup of salt. All right. And we're going to go ahead and be heating that up. And I'm going to get my okra in my
let me get this going for, there we go.
jar. But first, I'm going to do a half of a jalapeno. We're going to do a clove of garlic in each jar and some dill seeds. I just went out there to my dill plants and stole some seeds off of it.
Sorry, Jennifer. It's not,
some of these may be too working. Long. We're going to see. All right, there's not as much in that one, but I think it'll be all right. I hope I have enough brine and a half a cup of salt. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and be heating that up.
It fixed itself, so you get to watch it again. I'm going to get my
okra in my jar, but first I'm going to do a half of a jalapeno. We're going to do a clove of garlic in each jar and some dill seeds. I just went out there to my dill plants and stole some seeds off of it. Some of these may be too long. We're going to see. All right, there's not as much in that one, but I think it'll be all right. I hope I have enough brine. If not, I'll just make some more.
And cutscene to Andy mowing the grass. I like how the son is the one that actually mows the grass, but his mower is broken. He doesn't trust him on the zero turn, so he said it's his responsibility now to mow the grass. Skip ahead here. There we go.
We'll see how it looks. I read to give it about a month before I try it, so that's what I'll do. Now, tonight, we're having some pork tacos for supper. It's something super easy. Y'all seen me fix it before. I'm excited because I got some fresh peppers to put in it this time instead of the frozen ones, but we got to head down to the grocery store and get us a can of pork.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, you get a bonus. Pickled okra and
I'm going to throw in some
tacos.
chopped peppers and onions. A little salt and pepper. And we're just going to let that all kind of cook together for a few minutes. And the meat's already cooked, y'all. So once my peppers get soft and the onions get soft,
North Carolina gal. Really nice folks. We talked a good bit before and after the interview I did with them.
all right, well, it's supper time. And that's what it looks like, the finished product. It took me all of about 15 minutes to fix that.
So this is the original fast food, isn't it?
That's right.
What kind of peppers did you put in it?
Mad Hatter, banana, and jalapeno.
You didn't put in there one of them Carolina Reapers in it?
Yep, that looks pretty good. Well, we've got our supper eat, and we've come out here to do one more task for today.
Y'all remember the tomato plants you seen me root? I haven't checked them yet, but I'm going to assume they're rooted because they're all standing up really nice.
It didn't take them long.
It really did. They've been in this pot, what, a little over a week?
Yeah,
it may have not
like
even been a week. I don't know. Time flies anymore.
Well, there we go.
Now I'm hungry.
there's your food for the day. And a little bit more. Must be nice to be able to plant tomatoes in August and get some tomatoes out of them. And those were just suckers. So if you watched their channel, let me go ahead and, because I share them out all the time. You check them out and you'll see that he took suckers off his other tomato plants and then planted them in the pot until they root up so you can plant more tomato plants. But anyways, guys, it's about that time. It's a little after 10 and it's time and I thought I would leave you with
Uh-oh.
No, it's a good thing. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God, and I will strengthen you and help you. Isaiah 41:10.
Amen.
And with that, I am going to leave you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a little bit longer live, it kind of caps off the whole week, I guess. So we kind of go over like an hour or so. So we will see you tomorrow. And with that, God bless.
Bye.
Everybody have a good day.